Ludwig von Mises was one of the most important economists in the 20th century. I personally think he was the most important economist of the 20th century and possibly the most important economist of all times.
Mises was interested in the most foundational questions in social science and the biggest questions that a social scientist is capable of asking. He's interested in what we would call anthropology. What is a human being? What is the nature of the human person? Why is it that some societies are so fabulously wealthy and other societies languish in poverty and squalor? Mises is motivated to ask and answer those types of questions that have important consequences for the welfare of billions of human beings.
His contributions are really quite outstanding. He gave us the explanation of the business cycle, so why we see these ups and downs in the economy and what policies should be implemented to mitigate or even eliminate them. He gave a devastating critique of socialism and central planning, where he showed that this is not an arrangement for a modern economy that is workable at all.
He gave a new scientific foundation to the science of economics. Mises argued that the laws of economics were a priori laws. That is, they were purely logical concatenations, right? Relationships between cause and effect, which could be understood.
Ludwig von Mises was among the first of the economists to take a comprehensive approach to the discipline of economics. And by that, all I mean is that he recognized that what he called the logic of action was something that applied to human behavior across domains.
He had the fortune, or misfortune, you could say, to live through the 20th century, which had these seismic events for any social scientist. World War I, right? The war to end all wars, right? Then you have the Great Depression, the rise of the totalitarian threat on both the left and the right. That ends up in World War II. Then, after World War II, the defeat of the totalitarian system on the right, the Nazis, then you have the totalitarians on the left. You create the Cold War. And then you have this long history of the Cold War. That's Mises' entire career, and he was at the center of those debates. So he is a central figure in economics in the 20th century.
When he started to publish his work, especially this work against socialism and central planning, and which would apply also to fascism and other kinds of government-controlled economies, he became an enemy of the Bolsheviks, of the Nazis, and so on. And in fact, was in the University of Geneva in the mid to late 1930s, and when the Nazis invaded Austria in the Anschluss, they went to his apartment and confiscated his books and his papers and so on, and carted them away. And if he would have been there, they would have certainly arrested him, and he never would have been heard of again. He had this harrowing escape with his wife across France in the summer of 1940. And immigrated to the United States. And so from then on, he spent the rest of his life became a citizen and spent his life in the U.S. and published his magnum opus, a book called Human Action.
It's inspiring to see someone like that committed to the truth, not willing to compromise with error, even in the midst of tremendous obstacles to overcome. And so to me, his insights in economics are profound, but then as an economist, he's a model of scholarship and intellectual integrity.
For the purposes of those of us who are here at Grove City College, Mises' student Hans Sennholz came to teach at Grove City College in 1956, and that began a 36-year career of him teaching economics here and being the chair of the economics department at Grove City College.
Because Mises was associated with J. Howard Pugh, J. Howard Pugh had supported him both financially and kind of as a outlet for his work. Pugh had consulted Mises when Pugh was interested in hiring someone to head the Department of Economics at Grove City College. And Mises recommended Hans Sennholz. And so that's how Sennholz came to Grove City College and had this tremendously successful career as a teacher and scholar at Grove City College, 36 years, retiring in 1992.
Not only was Hans Sennholz Ludwig von Mises' PhD student, but they also developed a warm and cordial relationship during their time as student and professor. And that relationship actually redounded to Grove City College's benefit because Ludwig von Mises was able to visit campus on a number of occasions, and he would stay with the Sennholzes while he was here. He would speak in classes, give public lectures, and so on. And in fact, in 1957, Grove City College conferred an honorary doctorate degree on Ludwig von Mises. The Ludwig von Mises archive collection at Grove City College is one of the most important scholarly collections of original material anywhere in the world. It houses something like 20,000 original papers pertaining to Ludwig von Mises' life and scholarship.
This archive was owned by Mises' widow, Margit von Mises, when Mises passed away in 1973. And because of the friendship of the Miseses with the Sennholzes, Hans Sennholz arranged for Grove City College to acquire the archive from Margit.
The archives have been a source of many new scholarly works, so both books and papers, and they have continued to attract scholars from all over the world who want to access material that is only available in the Mises archives at Grove City College.
There's a vast variety of types of papers, and interesting, there are manuscripts, there's correspondence. It's a great thing for us to have. Up until now, though, of course, if you wanted to get to look at it, you would have to come here physically. You'd have to set up an appointment with the archivist.
And so over the last year or so, a team of professional archivists has been hard at work converting Grove City College's physical assets into a digital format.
The idea of us being able to now put it in digital format so anybody, anywhere, has access to this material, it certainly should make available a flowering of sort of Mises studies, if you will.
Today, there are more scholars working in the Austrian tradition than ever before. That sort of legacy is in no small part due to the efforts of Ludwig von Mises during the mid-20th century and to his student Hans Sennholz, who was a professor for so many years at Grove City College.
Yeah, at Grove City College, we are continuing the tradition that Sennholz began at the college under the mentorship of Ludwig von Mises. So now we offer a Master of Arts in Economics, which will start up in the fall of 2025.
Grove City is a perfect place for this because you don't treat economics as like a technical science that's completely divorced from the social context. 99% of the economics that's being taught in the United States is economics appropriate for the administrative state. There's very few places where you're teaching economics that's appropriate for a constitutionally limited democracy. Grove City should be at the center of that.
What our society needs now more than ever is economic wisdom. We need people to really understand the way the economy really works. We're trying to break down the barrier between the artificial quote-unquote classroom and the quote-unquote real world. It's real economics for real people. With the undergraduate education we're already doing and the graduate program that we're starting, we have a chance to make a real difference.